With a global pandemic putting us all on shaky ground, one woman has emerged to restore balance with the scales of justice. She believes that when it comes to right and wrong, there are no borders. We need a new perspective, a new attitude, a new judge. She's America's first British judge, ruling from her very own bedroom. Quarantine Court with Judge Sue. Former pop star, plaintiff Marc Crane says his life has been a living hell since going on a date with the defendant, Amanda Bates. He is suing for $3,000 in damages he claims the defendant made to his car and property, plus an additional $2,000 for pain and suffering. Defendant Amanda Bates says the plaintiff promised her the world and that he would keep her heart safe until the end of time. But he reneged and broke her heart. She denies the criminal damage claim and insists that he is the one who caused the pain and suffering with his lies and deceit.
Unmute. Court is in session. The Honorable Judge Sue presiding. Your Honor, the litigants have been sworn in. This is the case of Crane versus Bates.
Thank you, Dupree. All right, everyone. I haven't got all day. I mean, I have all day. We all have all day. All we have is like all day. Anyway, Mr. Crane, it says here that you are suing for criminal damage.
And pain and suffering. Oh, I'm so sorry. And pain and suffering, Your Honor.
Oh. She says it used to be in a pop band. Anything I'd know?
Well, yes. Base 10. We had like 5 top 10 hits a few years ago. MTV Teen Choice Award winners 3 consecutive years. Learn to Love Me. Get up and show me? Oh, what am I supposed to do? Wow. I never experienced this. All right. Just give me a sec. 5, 6, 7, 8. What am I supposed to do? Now I'm lying here without you. I feel so wrong, and I need you back. My heart is heavy and under attack. We were the world's first 10-man boy band. I was the front man.
I'm sure you were, Mr. Crane. Anyway, what's your complaint about?
I met the defendant at a bar back in January. She actually approached me to say she was a big fan and offered to buy me a drink. I thought she was cute and seemed nice, so I said no. Let me buy you a drink. See, I did pretty well when I was back in the band, so...
Well, aren't you Johnny Big Bollocks?
Anyway, we had a few drinks. Top shelf stuff, we had a nice time, and she came back to mine, but I knew it wasn't really going anywhere. She seemed sweet, but she's a little younger than me, and I don't really go out with girls that young, so...
Women, Mr. Crane. Women. Unless you date girls, at which point Dupree here will be taking your ass to jail.
Oh, no. I'm so sorry. Yeah, women, totally. Yeah, I go on dates with, younger women, but, I don't usually get serious with them.
Well, who said she wanted to be serious?
I can just tell. It sort of, radiates.
Radiates? Does it radiate? What do you mean it radiates? Like, visible?
Anyway, to further prove my theory, later that night she started acting weird. Like intense.
How so?
I woke up in the middle of the night and she wasn't next to me. I found her in my memorabilia room. She was wearing one of my tour t-shirts, and she was just staring at my plushies.
Excuse me?
From fans. They always give you stuffed animals. Well, there are two types of fans. There are the ones that give you plushies, and the ones that give you panties.
Okay, gross. Move on.
Oh, and like I said, it was weird. She was just staring at them, so I asked her to leave.
You asked her to leave? In the middle of the night?
Yeah, I just didn't feel comfortable with her there anymore, Your Honor.
Well, I'm not sure I'm entirely comfortable with you just slinging her onto the streets.
I was like a total gentleman about it. I ordered the cab.
Oh, I'm sorry. What a gentleman. I do beg your pardon. Dupree, how about a nice round of applause for the gentleman?
Oh, stop. No, really, it's the least I could do. It was just a...
I wasn't being serious, Mr. Crane.
Oh.
You have your way with this young girl and then...
Woman, Judge. Woman?
Get to the property damage.
Well, after that night, the harassment started. Incessant calls and texts, emails and DMs. Then things started getting damaged. The numbers on my apartment went missing, and then one morning I came down to find my car. My beautiful 98 Porsche just scratched within an inch of its life.
What does that say?
Your Honor!
Well, I mean, that could have been anyone. What proof do you have that it was the defendant? Because, I mean, look at her.
What do you mean?
I mean, she seems harmless. Why, she seems as harmless as one of those stuffed animals.
No, she's not harmless. She's crazy. I know it's hers. The calls, the text. Sometimes I'll look down from my apartment window and she's just there staring up at me. And then just as soon as I go to get the phone to call the cops, she's vanished. Can't you see? I haven't slept well in weeks.
Like how the defendant couldn't sleep that night at your place.
Huh?
Well, you're the one on some sort of sympathy tour because they can't sleep. When this poor child couldn't get so much as a breakfast bagel the morning after.
Well, things would have been a lot different if she hadn't been a complete psycho. I mean, I came down one day and found this on my wall! It's my gold record for Base 10's best album. Just a tip. Destroyed! It's irreplaceable!
So is innocence! Anyway, what proof do you have that the defendant could have possibly done this?
It's just, It's just a feeling, Your Honor.
Oh, it's a feeling. We all live by our feelings. Well, do you want to know what my feeling is, Mr. Crane? My feeling is that this is not the first time that you have so easily discarded a woman and her feelings. In fact, I'm willing to bet that there is a whole army of women whose feelings and emotions that you have just thrown to the wayside. So who's to say it's not one of those women? But no, you don't go after them. You go after this poor, sweet, quiet girl because you know that she does not have the resources to compete with you or your ego.
Alright, don't be fooled, Your Honor.
I am not a fool, Mr. Crane. I am not capable of being fooled, not even by a man. Now you stay strong, sister, because this may have been the first time a man has taken advantage of your emotions, but unfortunately, it will not be the last. I'm ruling in favour of the defendant and dismissing your case, Mr. Crane, for an insulting lack of evidence. Oh, and by the way, next time you make a claim, you should be able to substantiate it. Because frontman... Ha! You were number 8 at best.
So you do know!
Court is adjourned!
Everyone knows base 10. You're adjourned! Everyone knows base 10! I'm exhausted.
It's sad when a woman has to let a judge speak the words that condemn her lover. But I couldn't allow them to believe that I would commit criminal damage, harassment. They'll forget about him eventually, the fans, as I should have years ago. Judge Sue was correct. He was never that great. 8 at best sums it up. He didn't love me, and in the end he told them that I scratched that car and broke that record. So why should I do anything except just sit and stare like one of his stuffed bears? I'll just sit here and be quiet, just in case they do suspect me. They're probably watching me. Well, let them. Let them see what kind of person I am. I'm not even gonna swat that fly. I hope they're watching. They'll see. They'll see and they'll know and they'll say, why, she wouldn't even harm a fly.
Everyone knows base 10. You're adjourned! Everyone knows base 10!